Welcome back to another Unboxing the Bata Shoe Museum. I'm Elizabeth Summelhack, the Creative Director and Senior Curator here at the Bata Shoe Museum. I am joined today by a very special guest, Rebecca Tuite. She's here because she has written an amazing book on the Vogue years under Jessica Daves.
Yep, indeed. From 52 to 62, she was in charge of American Vogue.
And so, well, we know what shows up a lot in the pages of Vogue, correct?
Yep.
And so,
plenty of great shoes and 50s.
And we happen to have in the collection quite a few fabulous shoes from this time period. So I have chosen some to surprise you with.
Wonderful.
Okay, so are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, so you can actually do the unboxing.
Okay, amazing. Oh, so pretty. This looks like some Dior's to me.
Not just Dior.
Some
Roger Vivier. So here at the museum, we actually have around 80 pullovers done by him. But these were done from, most of them are 58, 59, and 60. So as we know, Dior dies in 57. Dior didn't let anybody's name get on the label, but he does allow Roger Vivier's name to be put on the label. It actually happens when the Delman-Dior partnership, it doesn't actually end, but it becomes a little more complicated. So this one, so these are called pullovers. So this is the model that's made. And Vivier actually worked in the south of France on the models, and then he would make a whole range and then bring them to Mr. Dior, who would only choose some of them. But he's continued to do that with Yves Saint Laurent. But this particular one is actually one of my favorite shoes of Vivier's in the whole collection. The Met has the full shoe. Is this detail. And it's also called the Rocket. One of the things that's interesting, and you bring it up in your work as well, is women and speed. And so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so in American Vogue at the time, there's this real focus on women and movement and automobiles and just this new kind of woman in the post-war period who was leading a busier lifestyle and so needed footwear that sort of reflected that. And in Jessica Daves' Vogue, you find sort of a whole host of images and sort of visual tropes that really play into footwear in motion, and American fashion and French fashion in motion. And so I think, as you mentioned, this shoe reflects that sort of streamlined sort of approach to movement.
This is sort of a masterpiece of mid-century modern elegance. Okay, let's look at this one as well. Can you see this little mark?
Yeah. So they trimmed away.
Yeah, so he's marked it so that it gets trimmed away so that at least there's some concern for mobility here, that you don't trip over the edge of that bow. And then the last one I picked.
Classic floral print.
That
nice detail.
And that, look at that.
Another
like bird's beak toe almost, right?
Yeah.
So these are just 3 little shoes. I'm now going to take you around the rest of the collection. But thank you so much for joining us for Unboxing the Bata Shoe Museum. All of Rebecca's details about her book will be in our description, so there'll be a link. And come back next time and see what we unbox.